All right, so let's get started with, now that we know some background information about one artist who lived a very, very long time ago who did funny food portraits, and an artist, a contemporary artist, an artist that is living today that is also kind of using food, vegetables, and fruit in her portraits that she makes today. So hopefully that has gotten your mind thinking about portraits, faces, and food merging together. Now let's get started with the actual activity. I'm gonna show you guys what materials you're gonna need and how to get them, okay? So first you're gonna need some sort of background paper. The background is the paper that you're gonna glue onto, okay? So this you will not cut. You wanna keep this, it's rectangle, whole rectangle shape, okay? It can be colored construction paper, it can be white paper, it can be, you know, the back of some paper, it could be, if you have cereal boxes that you don't need, you could use like the cardboard inside, you could cut it out, that could be fine. Really anything is nice. I'm gonna use this orange paper today, okay? This is my background paper. You're gonna need scissors and a glue stick. Your scissors are gonna look smaller than mine. And you're gonna need some sort of black or dark gray would be fine, marker or pen. You don't have to use a Sharpie if your parents maybe don't want you to use a Sharpie at home, because it's permanent. I think washable will just be fine. I'm gonna use the Sharpie today because I'm a little bit bolder than you guys. And lastly, but most importantly, you're gonna need to collect. So this is kind of the first part of the assignment, is not really even, you know, making the art sitting at your table. You're gonna have to kind of go around and collect some things. You're gonna need some magazine, some scraps torn out from some magazines or advertisements that you might get in the mail, or containers, like food containers, like your cereal box. Again, you could use that. Yeah, wrapping from any food that has food images on it, so pictures of food. Okay, so if your parents happen to get like a food catalog, like a cooking magazine in the mail, that would be perfect. But a lot of other magazines, even if they're not food related, they'll have advertisements in it for different food things. So you'll be able to find something. I went through a bunch of different kinds, and I just flipped through and I tore out the whole page when I saw something. Okay, so this is kind of like my collection here, and we're just gonna put that aside. So those are the materials that you're gonna need to start. So step one is to gather your materials. Now with any of my videos, you might not be able to do all of this in one enrichment block in your day. So yeah, feel free to start it and to finish it on another day this week when you're watching again. Okay, so the first step is, now that you have your materials, you're gonna actually just go ahead and cut a bunch of, this is how I like to do it, cut a bunch of your favorite food images out. So maybe look through, maybe you were already doing this while you were choosing which ones to tear out, but look through some of the things you've torn out and pick your very favorites. Maybe these are some of your favorite foods, or you love the color in them. And so cut a bunch out, because you actually want to start having a lot of options first. When you're choosing, maybe keep in mind that you are going to need to create a face with them. So choose, you know, think of what types of shapes are in a face. Choose things that maybe would fit that shape. Think of all of your facial features. What are the facial features? Think about that for a sec. We've got our eyes. We've got our nose, we've got our mouth, teeth if you want your mouth to be open, lips, eyebrows, ears, you don't also have to stick strictly to food. We know that Archimboldo did a lot that had food, a combo of food and plants, and he did a lot of other weird things too. So you can cut out some other things as well if that helps you complete the image that you have in your mind. I'm going to cut out this leaf here. I think it could be potentially really good for some hair. Now I'm being pretty detailed with how I'm cutting it out, or I should say. You could start out that way, or you could start out maybe cutting things out a little bit faster, not as close to the edge. And then once you decide you know that you're going to use this piece, you can cut it out exactly along the edge, because that's what's going to make it really nice, giving it a really detailed cut around the edge. And yes, it will take you longer. That is 100% correct, but that is what's going to make it look nice. That's what collage art is all about. So collage, when someone says we're doing a collage piece, it's the method. It's called the method of, or the way that the artist, that's you and me in this case, is creating this piece of art. Oops, maybe my hand was a little bit off camera there. These are some really cool grapefruit slices. Don't know what these are going to be exactly, but I know it's helpful to have this shape. I'm thinking this shape would be really helpful somehow. Somehow, in some way, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use these. I like to kind of keep organized by keeping a little pile to my left of the scraps that I've already used that I'm not going to use again, and then one pile of ones I'm planning to keep. See, this one, I thought maybe these half circle kind of shapes would be useful. So you know what, I'm just going to be a little bit lazy. I'm going to cut that part out because that's the only part on this whole page that I want that has food on it. I'm just going to cut that out, put that there. Get rid of this page. Now this one has a lot. I thought that these carrots would be helpful, and like their stems. I want to keep the whole stems. That was nice. Uh-oh, I have to cut the dog's ear off. Sorry. All right, I would, if I'm using this, cut all the way around here, but I'll do that later if I'm using it. Raisins, yeah, I want to do some raisins for sure. Both artists that we looked at before, Archimboldo and Jessica Strahan. I remember that they both had grapes in theirs. could even be a fun, this could be a good neck or hat or something. I just realized. Okay, I have a bunch here. I'm gonna do a few more. I want to do those bagels and some other things. And so I'm gonna stop the video here and then restart it once I've finished cutting all of my things out. All right, so I've almost finished cutting out really well all of the things that I kind of think I might want. So I really took some time to cut around all these little tricky corners and spots. I wanted to just show you guys on the last one that I have how I do this, okay? So this one's the one I haven't finished yet. So how I cut, this is what I tell all of my students, okay? One, take your time, okay? It pays off. It looks so much better when you take your time with these collage projects, okay? Both in the cutting and the gluing stage. So when you cut, don't go too crazy like turning your hand and your wrist around all those ways. Instead, be smart about it, okay? So start your cut here. So for example, I'm going to try and cut out this one right here. Actually, no, I'll do these two together. Okay, get to where you want to start, okay? And then this scissor, okay, my hand's going to stay like this, but I'm going to turn the paper. And actually a good tip is if something really detailed like that, do cut around it, okay? And then you don't have the rest of the paper to like mess you up, okay? So it's much easier to work with a smaller scrap. So now I'm turning it. So now I'm turning it so I can just close this scissor blade and it will cut where I want it to cut. I turn the paper in the way, in the orientation that I want, not my scissor blade. So watch. As I need to cut on that curve, I slowly turn and press down on my scissors, okay, to close the blade. Okay, and even in those tight corners, I turn, I pivot the paper all the way, and I cut. If I get to the end of my blade, take it out, put it back in. Same thing. Just watch, notice how slowly I'm going. Most good things in life, art included, take a while, take practice, take effort in order to be good. I promise you, you'll be so much prouder of your finished art projects, if you take your time with them and really put in effort. Okay, and I'll do one more. All right, so now I'm ready to arrange. Let me show you what I have so far. I thought this was kind of a nice big circle shape. This could maybe be my head, my face. It's just totally tomato. It's a recipe for a tomato salad, and I am the biggest tomato fan. I love tomatoes, so I thought that was kind of perfect. So this maybe is gonna be like my face, my base for my head. Okay, so let me kind of clear off my background. All right. Okay, so I have totally tomato here. Now, hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully it's not too busy that you can't really see the other features, but that actually will be why we'll get Sharpie at the end, or marker at the end. Now, I kind of know, I had some ideas. I had this maybe as like a neck. Even though it's kind of funny, I actually don't love reasons, but I think this is a really good neck shape. Now, I want some hair. What about? Ooh, no, let's do ears first. What if I had, I definitely cut out some chocolate because I know I would need that. That's a good ear, but I only have one of them. I only have one of those mangoes. What could be on the other side? Maybe. I have two. I don't understand. Well, I have two bagels. They could kind of match as ears. Let's see about that. Take some time kind of playing around with it. Try different things out. I think, you know, that's going to give you the best. Oh, wait. Guys, I have another mango. It's a bit different, but good enough. This ear is way bigger. That's how it's going to go today. So ears. I could have an open pasta mouth. I could have orange slice eyebrows. Where's my other orange slice? Orange slice eyebrows over. I could cut out these two oranges for the actual eyes. I could have peach eyes. Peach eyes or pear eyes. Let's see. Sorry, peach eyes or strawberry eyes. What do you guys think? Let's try it out. And notice I'm not gluing it down yet because I want to play around with it first. I don't want to commit to anything. You know what? I cut this out because I thought it could be kind of silly to just, even if it's disproportionate, that means it doesn't fit the size. I just, you know, I love ice cream so much. I just kind of put that coming out of the side. Okay. Well, let's just keep that for now. Let's see. I would like to use the bagels for something, but I just don't know yet. You know what? This could be kind of a good mouth. And he kind of already has a nose perfectly in there. All right, so could do that or that for a mouth. I do love pasta. I love grapefruits. Oh yeah, we never tried the other strawberry eye. Let's see which one pops more. Ooh, she's moving around. You know, I'm really not sure. So we'll play with the rest and we'll come back to that later. So what about hair? I like that. Okay, now for the other side. Gosh, what's covering my face? Might have to cut it out to 2 pieces. Okay, that's getting somewhere. Now I love these artichokes. I'm gonna figure out where to use these. So play around. If you have, oops, like curly hair that you put in a bun sometimes, I think grapes would be perfect. In fact, I might just add these there because it looks so darn fun. I'm gonna play around with that a little bit more. You could even, like, for example, my head, my, you know, round oval head, it's kind of busy. There's a lot of colors going on here. So it might be a good idea actually to cut out some black background and put these on here so it stands out more, or you could just wait till we have the markers in the end. So I've got to figure out, well, of course, how to integrate some ice cream into my self-portrait. Ooh, this could be a necklace down here if I didn't use it for my mouth. All right, so I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more, and then your next step is to glue it. I'll let you know how mine looks, and tips for gluing, like after you've played around with it a bunch, sometimes like you're like, oh shoot, well I have to take everything off again before I glue it. You can glue, like if you're gluing some things to each other, different magazine clips to each other, you can go ahead and do that. You can, you know, with the pencil, do your outline so you know where you had placed them before you take it all off. You can also take a picture of it. Oh, it could be a little chocolate hair clip. I like that. Yeah, so those are some tips for that. So I'll be back when I have decided my final arrangement, when I've glued and I'm ready to do the marker outline. Okay, so here's actually what I came up with. This is my final placement. I actually just took a picture and now I'm going along. I'm carefully, without moving anything if I can, tracing my placement so that if anything comes up by chance, I'll know where to put it back while I'm gluing. Using super light, oops, see, there we go. Using super light marks because it doesn't really matter, it's just a guide. So you can see I actually changed my mouth a little bit. I went with the plate of pasta still, but then I took away my other mango ear because you couldn't really see it under my hair. And then these are like 2 orange sizes for my upper lips and a mango size for my lower lips. And I went for the strawberries for my eyes, but I went for smaller peaches for the irises, and then I'll draw my pupil in. So I'm going to continue to trace to map out to help me remember my placement. And then I'm going to glue down, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now everything is totally glued down. Make sure all of your edges are nice and flat. So see, I can see here one. I've got to glue that corner a little bit. Take some time with this. It really does improve the quality of your art. One thing I added a peach here because I thought it sort of matched the tomato here, and that's kind of like my cheeks or something. So, and I just plopped the artichoke up at the top. I was like, well, maybe it can be a hat. I just wanted to use the artichoke. Okay, so now grab your black marker, your black pen, and let's do some outlining. I think I'm specifically going to need to do some outlining inside the face to emphasize, to make my facial features stand out more, because I don't want them to be buried by this busy background. So one thing I want to do is this green pepper, I think, is actually on this paper. It's not a cutout, so I definitely need to outline that. I'm going to outline around my strawberry eyes. And I'm going to outline around my peach irises. I'm going to add a pupil. Add some detail inside it. If you look closely at your eye, your iris is full of these tiny, tiny folds. What about those are like my eyebrow hairs. This one got a little bit cut off. Little nostrils. All right, so I definitely want to do some work down here. Let's have it really be like a continuous lip, bottom mouth here. That opens up into a mouthful of pasta. And your lips have little folds as well, so I'll draw those. Kind of goes into my cheeks now. I've got to find out a way to make that cohesive. Okay, outlining the upper lips. Then coming down into here. Okay. Not too bad. I like how that stands out much more. I'm not going to outline these because I actually want them to not stand out as much. Let's see. For the hair, you could emphasize what are these called? I'm losing my mind. The carrot tops? Is that how you call it? What do you call these? Don't even know. Well, they're very hair-like, so they kind of lend to the hair very, very easily. These are like my little flyaway hairs up here. Could even draw a few more. All right, and this is my hair clip, my chocolate bar hair clip. That was a real thing in life. Again, trying to make this kind of look like hair, so doing some long wavy lines. That's because my hair is straight, a little bit wavy. If yours isn't, then you would pick lines to emphasize that make, that mimic your curly hair. You can go ahead and draw onto the background off of the things that you have made if you like. You're the artist, it's your self-portrait. What else? We have my ear. Can't forget my ear. Look, I even added a little earring. It's a little grapefruit earring. All right. Sure. I'll outline my grapefruit necklace. Okay, I think I am done. Here is my food collage self-portrait. I am a head full of tomato salad with a mouthful of yummy pasta with strawberry eyes, chocolate hair clips, carrot hair. I hope that you have fun making yours too. Have fun with it, make it silly. And yeah, can't wait to see the pictures that you send me. This project is definitely like a little bit more time intensive, so just to let you know, I would say this should take you probably at least a half an hour, at least 30 minutes. So if you need to break it up in smaller chunks, maybe one evening, you can gather your supplies, all of your magazine scraps. The next day you could cut them all out and then save them in a spot, and then maybe the next day you could glue and outline. So, you know, do it how best works for you, and I will see you in my next video.